Hey class, this section is called Laws of Sines. Now, law of sines, what is it? We have this formula that's provided and it's boxed. Is sine of capital A over lowercase a equal to sine of capital B over lowercase b equal to sine of capital C over lowercase c. Now, looking at the triangle to the right, you can clearly see where these things relate to the triangle or diagram. If anything is capitalized, what that indicates is that it is an angle. So we have capital A, capital B, and capital C. Right? They represent angles. Typically, these angles will be in degrees, so you don't have to worry about radians. If a side or if a letter is lowercase, that means it is a side. So we have lowercase a, b, and then lowercase c. Okay. How you can determine where these values or variables are typically is how you label the angles. The sides are always opposite of the angles. So if you look at capital A and lowercase a directly across, capital B and lowercase b directly across, and same applies for C. Something that's provided is that you can use this for any triangle. I can't think of a triangle that you cannot use it for. But a couple of things that you need in order to use law of sines is you need to have an angle and a side length of the same letter. Meaning, right, in order for me to use this, let's say I have the angle of A, I also need to have the side length A in order for us to use that. And we're going to see that here. Notes: compare angles with their opposite side lengths to identify new parts. So you always look at what you're given, and we'll talk about that. And you identify, or you set up as a proportion. So we've had some experience with the proportions when we've had our stats unit on identifying statistics. So we have A over B equal to C over D to solve. Example 1, and there's just one example, but this is probably going to be, there's going to be work on the front and back side of your notes. Solve the triangle. What it means to solve a triangle is to identify all the angles and all the side length measures. So what we have, let's start with what we can find easiest. And it looks like, for the most part, we have two angles and one side. This is a triangle of angle, side, angle. I see that we can easily identify the side length C. Okay. I'm not going to be writing on the notes, I'm going to be writing on the whiteboard, but the side length C, it looks like, right, and a triangle is composed of angles that sum up to be 180. So let's see if we can figure that out. Okay. So right now I'm trying to find this value here. Okay, I'm going to work this out on this whiteboard. So in order to find the measure of angle C, I'm going to put capital C there. That's going to be equal to 180 degrees minus our two angles. Our two angles being 49 and 78. You can probably already find this, but I'm just going to set this up formally. 78 degrees minus 49 degrees. Okay. If we take that, that's going to be, I think, 108, and then minus 49 will be 53 degrees. I'm going to write that in your notes. Probably write it off to the side because we're going to be using the chunk of this paper for the other parts. But I'm going to be filling that out on this triangle that's provided so that you can see on the video. So we're just going to label this 53 degrees. Now, the part I was talking about earlier is, right, solving a triangle, we need to find all the measures. So it looks like we only have two side length measures that are absent from this diagram. And I want to compare a letter. So let's compare. A. So angle A, we have the angle, but we don't know how the side. B, we have the angle, but do not have its opposite side. C, we have both. We have the angle and the side length measure. So I want to set this up where I have both those information and C satisfies that condition. So we're going to be using sine of C over lowercase c. And we can find any part of this. I can find this measure or the other measure. For this, let's just find, I'll go alphabetically. Let's just find the A value right here. Okay. So on your notes, I'm going to be working this on the whiteboard. I'd like for you to write this stuff over here, below the triangle. Okay, let me erase this. So I'd like for you to write find A. Meaning I'm going to have to use sine, since we want to find A, I have to use the A value obviously. So sine of A over A. Okay, we have the angle for that, so that's a good thing. And then I have the angle and side length measure for C. We're going to be using sine of C over lowercase c. So this, capital C over lowercase c. We're not using B at all. The reason we're not using B is because we do not have the angle and the side length measure for that. Okay, so let's plug in what we know. So I'm going to go ahead and draw, I'll draw an arrow off here. We're going to have sine A, looking at the diagram, it is 49 degrees. Lowercase a, we don't know what it is, that's what we want to find. And that's equal to sine of C, which is sine of C we found that to be 53 degrees. That's going to be over the side length measure, which is 18. Right, this 18, we didn't have it in a specific unit, so let's just put it's 18 units. Okay. Now, I don't want you guys to use any calculators. You don't need it. We can use our trig angle sheet for this. So trig angle sheet, this paper. All right, let's evaluate sine of 49 and sine of 53. So 49, I'm gonna go to the 49 row sine. That's 0.75. So I'm just gonna write it above it. I don't want to rewrite this. So that's just 0.75. We're gonna round to the nearest hundredths place. 0.53. Oh, sorry. 53 degrees. So look at 53. Over here, it's 0.798. If round to the hundredths place, that would be 0.80. You could use 0.80. I'm actually just going to keep it. I know you guys are going to get mad at me, but I'm just going to keep it as 0.79. So 0.79. Okay. Now at this point that we have it set it up in proportion and we need to find our variable, we're going to cross multiply here. So we're going to multiply diagonally. So A times 79 hundredths is just 79 hundredths times A. And 0.75 times 18, you can multiply this, you can try to figure it out. I'm going to give that to you right now. It's going to be 13.5. And I think you guys know what to do next. Right, I'm going to divide by our coefficients of 79 hundredths. Okay, you might need a calculator for this. Sorry. So when you plug this into your calculator, I already know what the value is going to be. The A value is going to be approximately equal to, we're going to round to the nearest integer. I would recommend rounding to the nearest tens place if you're working on your worksheet. This is going to be approximately, though, to the nearest integer, 17 units. So on your triangle, on your notes, I'd like for you to put right across from the angle A that lowercase a is approximately 17. We're almost done solving it. We need one more side. I'm gonna get to that in the next video. So this should be on the front side. We'll get to finding lowercase b on the back side of your notes. We'll do that soon.